Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining our final online talk session of Women in Leadership Talk. The Women in Leadership programs aims to build up the capacity of potential women leaders by equipping our students with the knowledge and skills of successful women leaders. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any question during the presentation, please type them into the comment section below. I'll bring them up during the Q&A session after the presentation. At the end of the session, we will be sharing a quiz link for you in the comment section below, and we will be selecting three winners for each quiz. Winners will receive some surprise goodies. We will be announcing the winners for both quiz 1 and quiz 2 at the end of the month. To make things more rewarding, we will also be having an exciting overall grand competition. Participants will stand a chance to win a smartwatch if they join all four events of the Women in Leadership program and submit the best video of what they have learned from the program. There are three smartwatches to be won, so don't forget to sign up for our future events. Okay, so our speaker today is the Corporate Development Manager of Frencken Group Limited, Miss Jaclyn, will be sharing about networking. Okay, now without further ado, I will turn the virtual stage over to Miss Jaclyn Kuah. Over to you, Jaclyn.
Thanks, Nick. Hi, everyone. It's amazing to see so many future leaders here on a Saturday afternoon. Thank you for joining. And also, thanks to Penang Science Cluster for organizing this meaningful talk. And I'm really honored to be invited as one of the speakers. The topic that I've selected today is about networking, a skill that is equally important and impactful in any career milestones. Networking is a soft skill, a skill that probably less taught in school. Hence, I hope with this talk, I will be able to share my experience and help you with your future. So, you must be wondering who I am. I'm Jaclyn. I'm currently the Corporate Development Manager in Frencken Group, a global integrated technology solutions company listed on the Singapore Exchange. In my current role, I'm part of a leadership team in driving strategies for advancing key organization goals. Previously, I worked in AirAsia as a manager for the Finance Center of Excellence. In that role, I lead a team in implementing various finance projects. So, what is leadership? If you look up into the internet, it says leadership is the ability of an individual or a group of individuals to influence and guide followers or other members of the organizations. Let me simplify to you what is leadership. To me, leadership, in short, is the ability to lead. So, how do we lead? Are people born leaders? Or is leadership developed over time? From my experience, some people are born natural leaders, while some develop leadership skills over time. And from my experience, anyone and everyone can be a leader. So take Mark Zuckerberg as a great example. He was a college dropout with zero experience in the corporate world, and yet he is the CEO of the company that owns Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Leadership is actually part of your life, either being a leader for your group assignment, or it could be as simple as you leading your siblings. You are the leader in your own life, and leadership starts within yourself. Every single one of us can make difference because we are a leader in some way or another. Leadership isn't actually about positions. Leadership is about who you are. Now, I want you to think about the best leader that you've ever worked with or you look up to. Do share with me in the comment box if you have any leader that you always look up to. So, I can think of names like Michelle Obama, Emma Watson, Sheryl Sandberg. Now, think of all the qualities that they have. What did he or she do or say? And what makes them a great leader? And how do they inspire you? You would notice that these leaders share the same qualities. They are visionary, knowledgeable, a great decision maker, and responsible. But one thing they did to elevate themselves to where they are today is that they are also a good networker. So, what is networking? Networking is simple act of connecting and engaging with people. Your networks can be varied along your goals and why you want to meet new people. Networking is the act that will lead to building relationship with people, and I would think that in other words, making friends. And in a larger context, networks are shared resources and values that bring people together in the aim of learning and progressing. So, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, go with others. Let's say in school, you met someone in the library or in the canteen, and after you talking to them, you got to know that they are more senior than you or they are semester ahead than you, and you start sharing with them that you are actually worried that you aren't able to get a good score in certain subject. And one of them offered to give you tips on how to study and prepare for the exams. So here you can see how simple networking works. You connect with people, you build relationship with them, make friends with them, and share resources and value. So why is it important to build a network? Well, for me, I guess it leads to new friendship. So networking often puts you in contact with people who you share your passion, your interests, and your career path. Meeting like-minded individual can not only give you a list of potential resources, but it can lead to a long-lasting friendship. And by having networking, it keeps you in the know. The more you network, the more likely you are stay up to date on the business, on the news, on the trends. Attending events like workshops or seminar, or even talk to people who are leaders in their fields. It means you continually access the latest information and strategies. It also will help to build your social skill and confidence. As you network, your confidence and self-value can grow tremendously. You get more accustomed to presenting your skill, speaking to people, and so forth. Ultimately, making you the more confident in what you have to offer. Networking is also provide you a stronger support network. The connections you make could lead to career opportunities or maybe help given during the tough time that you had and so much more. And by networking, it can be incredibly satisfying. Networking is certainly a give and take system. It allows you to exchange ideas and skills. But what more important, it makes you a valuable resources to others. And when you provide your insights, or help someone to achieve their goals, it is incredibly satisfying to you as well. Last but not least, this is probably the most obvious benefit. By having a network, it actually helps to open the door for new opportunities, new referrals, and new business. For example, you might meet a potential employer, a new client, or partner by just attending a networking event. So, how to networking to success? Thankfully, networking is a skill that you can pick up. I will share with you some tips on how to network, and my hope is that you take away some concrete ideas to help you to become a more effective networker. So, tip number one, it starts with a simple hi. Be open minded, start a conversation, whether it's online or offline. You need to get out there and be visible. Example, what you can do is during the first day of class, you just say hi to the person next to you. Or when you are in a social event, just pop first hi to the person you see standing alone. And before you know, you may already have a group and probably had the best conversation during the event. Tip number two, networking is about being genuine. You want to genuinely get to know someone. You understand them. You talk about their passion, about their hobby. Networking is also the opportunity to listen to people. Not everything is about you. So make connections, build rapport, forge relationship with them. Great relationship is not a rope that ties, but many stitches that binds. It does not happen overnight and it takes time. If someone is wearing a nice dress, just compliment them. So the third tips that I would like to share is networking is about marketing yourself. So some people think that networking is actually very exhausting. You need to put a different mask if you want to network with others. But in fact, just be yourself. Do not fake it. And that it will become natural and easy for you. You are your own label. Market your own uniqueness. Market what you stand for and be unique and have your identity. You want to be memorable for the right reason. For example, you can always wear a unique shirt. Be known as Jaclyn that wears a pink dress. Well, it may not be the best example, but yeah, you get the point. Next, you need to constantly equip yourself with knowledge. Equip yourself with knowledge. The more you know, the more topics you can relate to. You cannot go far in a conversation if you have limited knowledge to converse. You do not want to be dropped off from a networking opportunity due to your knowledge limitations. Well, it could be any topics. It could be football, right? So networking is not limited to a certain gender. You could be the only woman in all men conversations, and knowing a little about topics that are not of your interest would help you get engaged. So try that. And so when you have knowledge and you need to share, imagine you having all the knowledge in the world, but nobody to share with. Networking is a two-way stream. It is mutual. You have to give to get. It's a give and take system. It allows you to exchange idea and skills. But more importantly, sharing knowledge makes you a valuable resource to others. So don't be stingy with your knowledge. Follow up, follow up, follow up. I would say this is one of the easiest tips to practice. Engage and follow up with your friends. Feel free to say hi when you talk of the person. Choose to follow up with knowledge. Follow up with the person that you will learn to be a better person. Well, if we compare ourselves to our grandparents' generation, most of us here are very lucky to be born in the digital era where connecting and networking is someone makes so much easier. It's as easy as bringing out your smartphone and start texting your friend. This will continually build your credibility. And after all, the fortune is in the follow up. And be consistent. Networking is about consistency. You need to always constantly be on networking. Networking happens anytime and anywhere, and it doesn't stop. It happens at work, happens while you are gaming, happens in the gym, or even in the washroom while you're doing your business. It happens now as we speak. We are connecting with each other right now. It is my off working hours and it is a weekend for you girls. So be consistent. Networking happens anytime. Last but not least, remember, networking is not business. Networking event is not a place for you to close a deal. And please do not ask for job or do not ask for favors when you're just starting to network with somebody. Maybe I'll give you an example. Last year, I led a team from Frencken in hosting the PISF program with PSC. So I used my networking skill in persuading 26 of my colleagues to volunteer as the mentor to guide the kids for a STEM project. Well, me nor my colleagues stand again from anything career-wise. But we all volunteer and we had so much fun with the kids. So let's recap. How to be successful and have a meaningful networking. Initiate, start with a simple hi. Be genuine. Market yourself. Equip yourself with knowledge. Share your knowledge. Follow up. Be consistent. And remember, networking is not business. Seems to be pretty easy, right? So, before I end my presentations, I would like to share with you about one of the best leaders that inspired me, Michelle Obama. How she leveraged on her network and become, in my opinion, a great leader. As many of you know, Michelle Obama is the former First Lady of the United States, one of the most iconic faces of the 21st century. And all this success did not come by accident. She was born into an Afro-American family in a poor area of Chicago. And since in a young age, she worked really hard in building her leadership and networking skills. She managed to enter into an Ivy League university and managed to obtain her law degree. After graduation, she entered into legal practice and climbed the corporate ladder before deciding to serve the public. From there, everything now was history. She became Madam First Lady and she used her network and leadership skills in various campaigns and made huge impact to the society. She has built up a network of excellence of contact, grabbed every opportunity presented to her in a positive way. She launched Let Girls Learn, an initiative that gave young women across the globe a greater access to education and at the same time gave women empowerment and leadership opportunities. If you haven't read her book, Becoming, I would suggest that you add into your next reading list. In her book, she acknowledged the roles and contributions played by everyone, and she thanked them. She realized that she couldn't do everything on her own. If you want to go fast, you go alone. And if you want to go far, you go with others. That is the power of networking. That would be the end of my sharing. I sincerely hope that whatever I shared with you can help you in your future. The road ahead is still long and there is no end to learning. Hence, I wish you girls all the best in your future and I hope we cross paths again. Well, if you would like to apply my tips on networking, you know what to do next. Thank you again for listening to me. Uh,
Thank you, Ms. Jaclyn, for the inspiring talk and sharing with us the valuable tips and tricks on networking. We believe not just our future women leaders, but all our viewers will greatly benefit from the sharing. So we will now take some questions. So if you have any question, please be sure to type them in the comment section below. So the first question that we received previously is asking about what is your advice for students that are lacking in confidence?
um, for students that are lacking of confidence, rule number one, I believe you should not compare yourself with other students. You do you, be yourself, right? And then you embrace a growth mindset. No student is perfect, so mistake is inevitable, right? So you're just gonna focus on your progress rather than the failure, right? You are not defined by your shortcoming, and you just need to continue to move on. And I'm sure one day you will be outstanding in no time. So don't worry, just be yourself slowly, and you'll be there.
Thank you. Thank you for the tips. Okay, the next question is who is your role model?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Michelle Obama, yeah, in my previous slide. So I feel that she still is a very influential role model for every any age of woman, right? From young to old. She really inspired and empower a lot of women out there. She's bring them educations, empower them to be a leader. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so next question coming from Rania. So I have question for Miss Jacqueline. How did you choose networking as your career?
So, Miss Rania, thank you for your questions. So, networking is actually part and parcel of your life. It's actually in, when even doing your sports, or you are in your tuition, or you are in your school or at work, it's part and parcel of your life. So, networking is important skill to have in your career. You need to get the right connection, right people, share the right knowledge, um, path the right path for you in your career. So for me, I feel that networking is actually a skill rather than a job. Networking is not a job. It will be really taxing if you think that you need to networking every single event, right? After PISF program, PSC, even after this talk, you plan to talk to Nick, right? It's actually comes naturally. Just follow my tips just now. Be yourself, initiate, and then it will go with the flow. Yeah, it's not actually a career, but it's part and parcel of your career. Thanks, Rania, for your question.
Thanks, Rania, for asking, and thanks, Jacqueline, for answering. Okay, if there is no more question, okay, there's no more questions, so we'll wrap up the session. So the quiz link has been posted in the chat box below. Okay, so reminder, don't forget to submit your quiz by 17 June at 12 p.m. and register for the next event. The next event will be a virtual class in July. So we will share more details on the class on our social media soon. So once again, thank you, Ms. Jaclyn Kuah, for the inspiring talk, and thank you to all our future women leaders for joining us today. And we will see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye. Thanks for having me. Have a great weekend.